Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's Video Blog. We are Sunday, May the 29th, 2016. It's actually Monday and we're pretty well into Monday because it might as well be noon. So, uh, the funny thing is, I originally didn't plan at all to be awake at that time. I kind of planned to be awake at that time, not in those conditions, not um, filming that right before going to sleep, because the only reason I'm still up, and it dawned on me that I totally forgot about it around 6 a.m. was because I wanted to see the latest Game of Thrones episode. Until I think 2 years ago, we had to wait like a whole week to have the subtitles. Then it was a US plus 24, which is it airs in America, and then the next evening in French time you would get the episode. But now, for some reason, we have at the same time as the US broadcast, we have the episode, which is great. But it also means that the people in charge of subtitling probably are, you know, know a lot of spoilers, and that's probably the reason why they don't say who was doing the subtitles. But yeah, and even funnier than that is the fact that I might have taken a shower at 2 a.m., but it still was an hour before the episode aired. And at 3 a.m., I don't even know what I was doing at 3 a.m. But at 3 a.m., I had totally forgotten about the episode. A night wasted. The worst thing about this is that I won't even be able to catch it on when it airs on TV to this evening, because there's football. France faces Cameroon, I think. Yeah. So, football takes precedence over Game of Thrones. To me, there's much more drama, and you can't make that shit up. I mean, if it was as corrupt as every American in existence said it was, then maybe you could make that shit up. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that the sport is all clean and shit. But I do believe that there's at least, a modicum of self-respect, which is something that disappeared from one player that was on loan from Real Madrid, uh, and that was playing at Marseille. And oh boy, he wasn't good. Let's just leave it at that. I'm sure that it's because he's Brazilian, and then therefore playing in Europe takes some time to be accustomed to the playing style. But after 8 months, you have the right to wonder whether the things he was accomplishing in Brazil weren't due to something in the air. But yeah, this dude. So Saturday night, as soon as the whistle blew in San Siro, as soon as Cristiano Ronaldo, absolutely transparent during the whole match, scored a penalty and earned a rightful 3 from L'Equipe, which is what he deserved. He this player changed his profile picture to his picture in the Real Madrid jersey from when he was transferred to Madrid. So with the little thing saying that they were club world champions, and he changed his cover picture to Hala Madrid, European champions and whatever. So yeah, good riddance. We're not keeping you anyway. I mean, out of all the people that were on loan in Marseille this season, I think that a couple of people that we should keep are Mauricio Isla, who was, he made a lot of mistakes against Paris, but he said, this guy is humble. He said in an interview that he doesn't believe that he's a Juventus player because he doesn't believe he has the level to play at Juventus, which is kind of insulting in itself because it means that Marseille has a lower level than Juventus, but it's not wrong. I mean, you're comparing a team that's been like 5 times champion of Italy in a row to a team that just barely didn't get um, relegated in the French league. So yeah, the comparison would not be too far out. Then there's Florian Thauvin, who I criticized him a lot last season because the team was really really good and he was kind of the one who was still good but not as good as the others, especially because on his wing he just looked at the ball, didn't look at the other players. And this season he spent almost half of the season on the bench at Newcastle, and he went on loan to Marseille because he couldn't play at another place. The whole legislation thing where if you played for 2 clubs in the same season, you cannot play for a third. So he had already played like 3 games for Marseille, 3 league games for Marseille, and he played for Newcastle. So then, if he had only the choice to still be a bench warmer at Newcastle or come and play in Marseille, whatever it entailed, and it entailed, and I think he did it on his own, a huge pay cut. Like he was paid as much as he was previously paid in Marseille, but that's a third of his wage at Newcastle. Then there would be Javier Manquillo from Atletico Madrid, because all in all, he's pretty good. Like his combination with Thauvin on the right wing was just, had this delicious smell of football. He sure is still rough around the angles, but he can get better, and I trust that he's gonna get better. I would also keep Steven Fletcher because he's out of a contract with Sunderland, so he's free basically, and I mean he's not gonna sign an extension with Sunderland. I can tell you that. And he's also, he might have not have this vision of the goal, but he has a vision of the game, which is pretty important when you think about it, especially when you realize that. And that's I'm not being mean. I don't want to disparage the players who are in the youth system. But damn it, if the situation stays as it is, which is that in 13 days Marseille has to be clear from a 25 million euro debt to come forward and face the authority, that monitors the accounts, all the accounting of the football clubs. They're probably gonna have to sell like a bunch of players, in which would be Mishi, our arguably our best player, top scorer of this season, could probably go for north of 40 million euros, honestly, because he's got a lot of promise, and that's, even though that's not really material, that still has its value on the market, somehow. So that would leave, Fletcher and a bunch of, and without Fletcher, would be only one way to fill up the offense, and that would be to call up a bunch of guys from the youth system. And we're already losing Butoba to Seville, so yeah, that's gonna be tough, and that's gonna be rough next season if there's not a new investor. And all the leads seem to converge toward the realization, the slow and painful realization that no one's gonna buy the club before the start of the next season, and especially not before the end of the market transfer window, which is yeah. Um, but all in all, could be worse. Could have been relegated, and that would have been even worse because at least we still have some kind of TV, TV money, because we're in first division and Marseille has this, this huge impact on French football. Even the fucking shittiest matches of the season, they were on prime time a Saturday night on Canal. So uh, lots of money flowing from the TV rights. If they go to Ligue 2, to the Domino's Ligue 2, uh, that money is not coming anymore. That's yeah. Um, but it's still going to be rough. So I don't know. I'm not feeling okay with watching Monday Night Raw tonight. Mainly because I want to kind of be awake early in case. Because the main reason why I'm still awake right now is because it's and people I don't think realize that, but it's really more complicated to write an email that only has like 3 sentences rather than one that has got like 3 paragraphs. I spent maybe 10 minutes writing the 3 paragraphs because I explained in detail what I had to say, and then I had 3 sentences, and I was like, I should maybe remove some words. I don't know. And it took me about 2 hours, and then I was like, I still haven't watched enough anime to to clear the space on my phone. Oh well. One thing that kind of bothers me is that right now the left earphone seems to be completely fucked, busted. No matter what I do with the wire, nothing with the cord, nothing comes. And on the other hand, I had these headphones that my godfather offered me for Christmas, which are really cool, despite the fact that the sound is a bit too, as if I was putting too hi-fi, whatever, on each side of my ear, on my head. So the sound is not that great, but it's still pretty good. The main problem I have with those is that maybe it's because of the way my ears are, Look at that. Look at this shit. But hits up pretty fast. And that's not good. That's I'm like, I guess I cannot keep those on my ears for more than like half an hour, and that's usually not even half of what I do when I'm in transportation. I mean, it's not discreet, so at any rate, if I want to talk to the people who come and see if I'm not being illegally on the tramway or anything, which is not going to happen until quite some time, I have to physically do the gesture of removing the set instead of just yes, what, good night. Well, not good night, good evening, but yeah, kind of this thing. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. Tomorrow I will have football to talk about. That's going to be great. Easy content.